Hello, everyone. This is Percy number 6. Welcome to our landmark episode 16 of Blue Midwest Mysteries. Good news, everyone. I know the hashtag Where's MPS has been a big deal, but I have really good news. I have found Mr. MPS 2002. Unfortunately, I am joined by him tonight. How are you, Matt? I've been wondering where you were.
Hello, my friend. How are we doing? I had a very nice little vacation. I know that the manner in which I disappeared was a bit alarming, but I promise you, nothing crazy happened. I just needed a little small break from the podcast for a couple weeks, but now I'm back and we're better than ever. We can get this thing running like a well-oiled machine once again.
I love to hear that MPS. It's sometimes it's good to recharge your batteries.
Well, I mean, I found I just I hadn't had a Baja Blast in so long, dude. Like I have gotten Baja Blast like 3 times within the last week because I oh my god, I just dropped my phone. I've gotten Taco Bell Uber Eats and it's perfect.
It for sure is. It's like it's a nice little boost to the system having some Baja Blast.
Definitely. Well, what have you been up to, man? How's your life been? I saw that you had our last podcast. You had Roman. Blech.
It was I was pretty desperate. I'm not gonna lie. I was worried about you, and I just unfortunately is the first name that popped up, and then fortunately, kind of I can't believe I'm saying these words, but Roberto saved the day. I wasn't stuck with just Roman.
Yeah, well, Roberto's a hero for that one. We all know that. He's
He's the real MVP there.
and I also saw that you did a crossover with Roman. What is all this about?
I know. There's been a lot of think I can finally admit it, but he's been blackmailing me. So
Really?
please, please help.
Yeah.
I'm scared for my life.
Well, he'll never watch this episode because we'll
No,
restrict this episode so that top trains only can watch it, and Roman's a small
it's like
user,
how
so
how you can restrict tweets now. We'll restrict Roman from watching this video.
exactly. So if you wanna, what kind of dirt does he have on you?
He's just he knows about my association with Jack.
Ooh,
I
yikes!
know, no, no.
Hey,
I
I'm a
showed him a
friend of
couple.
Jack's.
No, I know. That's what got me in trouble. I showed him that iconic quote, and it's just been downhill from there.
Well, that's okay, man. Dude,
I,
who I thought about the other day that I haven't thought about in a while is Jack Calloway.
oh
I
man,
saw an old Jack Calloway tweet that resurfaced on my timeline a couple days ago, and I liked
ooh,
it.
that's unfortunate.
I thought it was no, dude. What happened to that guy? He literally just he would just get on Twitter and just say some ignorant shit, and everyone would roast him, and then he just disappeared. He is
I
just
feel
like
like
fully fucked off.
I feel like he would try to come up with things that would piss people off.
He would either try to piss people off or try to be really funny, and
Like,
neither one worked.
well, here's a fun story for the viewers at home. There's a time after on your last podcast you did where I was a guest. After we were done talking, your old co-host and we were part of a big call with like people, and like Jack was one of them. And I swear, everything Jack wanted to talk about was controversial stuff. He'd be like, "So what's everybody's opinion on abortion?"
Whoa!
Like, yeah, it's like, what are you doing, Jack?
In the Thomas the Tank Engine community.
I mean, naturally in the Thomas the Tank Engine community, you got to talk about abortion.
I just talk about politics too much. Like if someone's like, it's my Twitter, I should be able to say what I want. I mean, fair enough, but I don't want to see it, man.
Hmm. I feel like when I come on to Thomas Twitter, if there's going to be a safe haven, it's got to be Thomas Twitter.
Right, absolutely. But
Like,
I suppose that's neither here nor there.
no, I guess, if you have a Twitter, 10 followers, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, you seen any good movies or TV shows lately, man? What's life been like for you?
As you know, I've watched a lot of like a one episode of television a day,
Of course.
and I'm almost done. I'm almost done with Married with Children, so all I'm gonna have left is The Office. Been watching some Australian Survivor. That's pretty good.
Australian Survivor,
Uh,
very
yeah,
nice.
I have to go over. We'll see. The coronavirus, unfortunately, is because there's supposed to be a season like starting. Realistically, if the virus was something, it'd be starting in like a week or two. But because of the virus, they weren't able to film. So I'm like, I'll replace it with the Australian Survivor for the fall. But I've
Mm-hmm.
also been watching this Netflix show. It's called Peaky Blinders.
Ooh, I've heard of
It's
it.
like Oh, you have like I just heard of it. That's why I started watching. It was like this. It's kind of like Sopranos, where it's like this mob type of thing, but it's like from 100 years ago, and it's like a British show, so it's in the UK. It's pretty sick though.
Yeah, dude, that again, I've heard there's so many shows that I've heard a ton about, but I like to I don't know what it is, but I like to watch YouTube videos more. Like
That's my sin.
I could
I've
just watch like a
spent a lot of
20
time on
hour
YouTube videos.
playlist of YouTube videos, but it's like a TV show and I'm like, "Oh, fuck that."
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll turn the question around to you. What about movies, TV shows that you've seen lately?
Well, earlier tonight, my roommates and I watched a movie called The Bye Bye Man.
Ooh.
It's really dumb. It's a horror movie, and just
Oh,
like the name Bye Bye Man is not scary. I remember who someone said the pee pee poo poo man. That's a good descriptor of it. I watched the live action Mulan. Sucked. Wasn't very
okay.
good.
Oh,
I'm gonna say I
really?
did not spend the $30 on it. I don't support internet piracy, but I also don't support spending $30 on the live action Mulan.
Mm-hmm. See, I'll
Um,
tell you this, when a year ago when you watched Cats movie,
mm-hmm.
you probably saved me money on it. I don't know if I would have actually gone out and see it, but if I was contemplating, it kind of ended the comp. You ended me contemplating it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, well, it's just tough because I really miss going to movie theaters, honestly. That was like one of my favorite
Mm.
experiences, is just like going and getting like a big popcorn and like a drink for like $60. And then I go sit down and I just watch like a shit action movie in the middle of the day and just shovel popcorn into my mouth and give myself heart disease from all the butter on it. I miss the theater experience so much, but there's no way that I'm going to a movie theater right now because
And
everything
then,
is fucked.
oh yeah, and it's nothing like seeing Ro go out there and spill his drink on your friend.
Yeah, you really hate to see it.
Have you seen our boy, our third co-host, Ro, lately?
He's back in town. I saw him one time. He came and checked out my new place that I live in.
Ooh.
I think we're gonna try to hang out soon. Again, it's tough because of pandemic. Got to stay safe. Got to try best to
Mm-hmm.
maintain a good distance. But yeah, it's just tough, man. Like I really love hanging out with people, but I also don't want to get my lungs to fill up with fluid. So,
Oh, 100%. Have you or anyone close to you in a coronavirus case?
mm, there's like a couple, like not nobody, not me, and nobody in like my circle, like my inner circle of friends. There's some like coworkers of friends that have had things like that, but I've gone and taken tests. I've come back negative. I have been healthy.
Oh, I cannot say fortunately or unfortunately I've taken a COVID test, and I've never felt like I could have COVID. Okay, so my sister had it in June.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't like in contact with her, fortunately. Like this past weekend, I saw my other sister and the boyfriend of one of my sister's no, roommate of the boyfriend, my sister's roommate, COVID,
There's
and I saw my
lot of
sisters.
hoops there.
Yes, it's a lot of hoops. So I think I'm good, but it's like, whew,
Yeah,
no,
dude. I mean,
no, it
it
just
is
takes
scary.
one. But like here's the thing. So I've been up in what I call the safe haven, and because like I'm up visiting my grandpa this week, and there's like been not even 100 cases by him. So I call like the safe haven. Like I've been out doing regular human stuff because not that I can't get it, but my odds are just incredibly. Because I mean that's including like they haven't even had 100 cases since this whole coronavirus started. Like
That's
that's
pretty good.
Thanksgiving, or that's the fourth. That's Labor Day, Memorial Day. So it's like
Right. Well, and it's
feel
like
pretty good.
if there's not a huge risk and you're able to be safe for yourself and other people, then I think yeah, you should be able to go do normal human things. But I think where it becomes an issue is when you have stupid people in cities like mine where they go out to bars or like packed bars and go to house parties and shit like that where it's just like very easily fucking transmutable. It's
Oh,
just
for
like
sure.
people are just stupid. But yeah, I mean it's like it's so interesting because I feel like on one hand I feel like people should try their best to, you know, quarantine and stay inside, but on the other hand it's like I also understand the people that are like the economy's dying, we got to do something about it. But it's so complicated, man. This I never thought this would ever have to be something that we would live through, you know?
Oh, 100. It's like, and without getting into the whole economy politics of it, like, as you know, I do follow the World Wrestling Entertainment Company, and they had their most profitable a quarter in company history during the coronavirus, which to me is like, how, So it's like some companies are succeeding, but I say the vast majority are hurting. That sucks.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean it's just I mean I don't really blame anyone for their reactions to this really. I mean apart from very broad examples, but we won't talk about those because it's just this is unprecedented. Like when was the last time there was a fucking like big fucked up global like sickness like this that we are unable to combat like
Like basically, the only people who are alive that were around for the first one were like babies. They basically weren't alive for.
right.
So it's just I
What's
don't
going
know.
on over there?
I do
Are
think
you digging a hole over there? I'm hearing a lot of shuffling around.
I'm actually on a bed. Maybe that's what it is.
I, I think so.
Just hopefully the our viewing audience isn't disappointed by what I've been doing today, whenever they're watching this.
Yeah. Yeah, we're recording this at 11 p.m. Make a wish. Did you make a wish? I made a wish to become a real boy. Whoop. Hold on. Oh, we lost Percy number 6, I think. Uh-oh. Um that was not my wish. Okay, technical difficulties, BRB. Hey, we're back. Sorry, had slight little technical difficulties. You know, you'd think after 16 landmark episodes we'd have things ironed out, but you know, we're not podcast machines, all right? We're still normal people over here and we can make mistakes sometimes. All right, so just stop judging me.
Like, don't leave too many rude comments in the comment section.
Hey, you in particular. I see you
Yeah, like,
judging. You better not
come on,
judge.
like a lover, say something nice for once. Calling out
Oh,
like the one person I can almost 100% guarantee is watching this.
thank you for your support, Lego loser. Just kidding.
Yes.
You're not a Lego loser.
Roberto too, like stop your addiction to buying records. Like spend a lot of money on that.
Yeah, Roberto talks a lot of shit about this show, but I think he's a pretty avid listener if I had to be honest.
Hmm. Oh, I'll tell you this, Mr. MPS 2002, behind the scenes of episode 15, Roman and Roberto were just begging to become regulars on the show.
Really?
Yeah, they wanted to start a rival podcast. They wanted to kick us off, but looky here who's doing episode 16 right now.
Yeah, look at who's on episode 16 and look at who's on episode nothing because they don't have a podcast.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, they're
Roman had a podcast for a while and then he lost it. His privileges were revoked. Once
think
he
about it. Roman messed up so bad, like becoming a part of community radio is like being part of the Supreme Court, and he still lost his position.
I think that says something about Roman as a person. I really
It
do.
really does. I regret doing a crossover with him.
It's unfortunate. It means he's a rat bastard.
Mr. Crossover himself, when's the next crossover coming out from you?
Yeah. Oh man, dude. Unclear. We'll do a crossover of my fist in your face. No.
Well,
Yeah. Yeah. No.
that'll be good review.
How was doing that crossover, man? We haven't seen like a big crossover like that in a while. It really felt like one of the like we were back in the good old days with tons of cameos
It
from
did.
people and stuff like that. It was a very
Well,
good crossover.
thank you. I was pretty happy because like when we were writing the script, towards the end, I was because it was my 10th crossover. I was joking with Roman as we were writing. I'm like, oh man, I wish I thought about this earlier. I could have like got all the people I did crossovers with in the past to cameo. And he's like, well, why not? I'm like, oh, that's a good point. And we got everybody to cameo, so it worked out really well. It was like a step back in time in the community.
Dude, if only we could have gotten Josh. If only we could have gotten Josh for a cameo. That would have been so cool.
He was like he was part of the crossover and originators. It was you and him, right?
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy.
I miss that man. I miss
That's man.
he's a good human. I like him. I like him a lot. He's a cool guy.
You and Roberto need to go back over there and like
Get
pull him
another
out of
shot of
this
that dog
Thomas
taking a
perspective.
shit.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. That was my favorite part.
Really, it was the only important part.
Well, I preferred it over seeing Roberto on the screen.
Dude, honestly. Well, imagine getting in a car with him. Blech.
Ooh, I
Blech.
can't. It's too bad. I see like Roman, the guy I did a crossover with. I see his tweets. I feel like he just sets himself up every time. Like, oh my gosh, there's this. So I don't know if you check Thomas Twitter a lot, but there was a day, like the other day, where people were like doing their first custom versus their most recent. Showing how much they improved. Oh well, Henry Crimson 2091. He's like showing his first ones, and I'm gonna have to use a bad word here, but
Oh,
Roman's like they look like shit. No,
oh.
I know. So I tweeted back to Roman. I'm like, no, they don't. They look like you. It's like Roman just sets himself up for failure so much on Twitter. It's like I can't just say nothing. Like he set me up so well.
Well, that's what happens when you're a bottom train. You just can't think quite clearly.
Uh, he just doesn't think well. It's a big problem, honestly.
Well, I mean, do you have any other fun facts or trivia about this crossover? Because I think it was good, man. It was
I
momentous.
appreciate. It was like as Roman and I were writing it at first. I'm like, this will be an okay crossover, But as it got going, I'm like, oh, this actually might be a good crossover. I think it was like if I did a power ranking of crossovers, I don't know where it would be. I feel like it'd be in the upper half.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
oh,
it's hard to compare, honestly, just because I
oh,
honestly haven't gone back and watched a lot of those older ones in
oh,
quite a
question
while.
for you, because as we just discussed, you were like a crossover originator.
Yeah.
How many crossovers do you think, or do you know you have done?
Huh. Let me scan my systems here really quick. And by that I mean go back through my some of my old videos and find out. Here we're gonna do a deep dive
Ooh,
down the
do like a
rabbit hole.
soft reboot. Hmm.
Quick, sorry, distract the audience while I scroll through my phone really quickly to try
Okay.
to go back to my older
And the
crossovers.
weather, crazy. I don't know about you guys, but at least for me, it went from being like 80s, 90s, borderline 70s to like 50s, 60s quick. It was like, no. And I don't necessarily mind that. I just hope it lasts. Like, we're talking about being like in the 30s, 40s, and like late October. I'll be pretty disappointed. But if it's like early November and it's still this way, I'll be like, I'm fine with that. Like, I don't mind 50s, 60s. And like, obviously, it's not like there's any Friday night football. And if there was, I wouldn't be out there. But like,
Yeah, it's been
I
raining.
don't
It's
know.
been raining a lot here. It's been raining like the past three or
Yes.
four days straight.
Mhm.
Also, for some reason, I'm encountering a glitch here, so I can't find like I can't go back as far as I
Oh,
want
well, I
to.
know. Oh, you and I have done one.
We did the one on
You and Ted have
Hector.
done one.
Me and Josh did the
Sec-
Napford Express coach. Um,
Did one with Ted. What was that? Do you remember?
D199.
Oh
Um,
yes,
I did
you
just
did one with
I
turtles,
did the
right?
one with turtles. That was on his channel. Does the does the Diesel Fan 08 video count? I think
Technically, yes.
I think no. I think we shouldn't count it.
Okay,
Well, I
well,
think Ted and I also had one on his account too, but I don't remember what it
did
was.
you two? I mean, if Ted was here, I'm sure he could tell us like the time and date it
Oh,
was
I'm
uploaded.
sure he knows the exact fucking timestamp that it was uploaded to
Mm.
YouTube.
So I've honestly haven't even kept track how many. Like that's four, right? I'm just
I'm
gonna
gonna go
ballpark
with
like four,
my guesstimate is gonna be six. I'm gonna be generous and I'm
six.
gonna give myself six.
Well, me, Ted, Josh, Rob. You do one with Vinny.
I did. Actually, no, we didn't. It wasn't a crossover. We just did that video.
Just when you set it up for the old podcast.
Yes,
You did one with turtles, right?
yes, I did one.
You did one with
Yes.
Milk Tanker Media, right?
Yeah, yeah. So it's definitely like we're definitely
So that's
at six. I think
so you did
I did two with
one with
Eric
William, two with
when
Eric,
I met up with him.
you
I did
did one with William Politeski,
I did one with
did one with
Matt.
Malta,
I did with a multi. I did one with Matt
Matt.
at the Shining Time.
That's 11. Uh, did you do one with Annie?
No, I've just done some cameos for her.
Did you only do one crossover with turtles, or did you do multiple?
I feel like we did multiple, but it might have just been skits and like storyline stuff.
It's true. You guys had a lot of like back and forth between your two channels.
Yeah.
You made appearances on each other's
That's
channels.
what I miss a
I feel
lot
like
about the
11.
old community, man. Here I go. I hate to fucking be that guy, but like
No,
it was just really nice being able to like pop up on someone else's channel and have them pop up on my channel. It's just like a cool like whoa.
I miss that too. The like doing a crossover. What surprised me, like a lot of people were commenting like, "Man, I miss crossovers. I'm glad people still do crossovers." It's like, wow, like for a while, I think crossovers were like the heart and soul of the community. Everybody loved them. Everybody was doing them.
Absolutely.
Just I'd like to get back to that time, where people do crossovers a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I just I this pandemic has been it's been a really good like launching point for content. I feel like there's been quite a few people that have put out some really cool stuff, but I just
Mhm.
don't think reviews are really the thing anymore, man. I hate to say it, but
Agreed. I feel like a lot of people have been working on their series. Not as many people on remakes as I thought would be, but there
yeah,
are remakes.
dude, because remakes are
Uh,
fucking hard.
they are. Well, like here's the thing: remakes, you don't have to come up with a story, but like you kind of want to keep it like identical to what you saw on screen. If you want it to be elite.
Right, but you also want to give it your own unique flavor. You don't want it to be exactly the same.
That's true. It's like the perfect blend of like making it what it looked like on TV while also putting your own twist on it. It's like finding that happy medium.
Right. Well, man, I
But
think this has been a pretty good. I think we can wrap it up a little bit early. We had some technical difficulties.
I was pretty happy. And we talk about this. Like, I got my anniversary. I think this is coming out Monday.
Mm-hmm.
My anniversary will be Sunday, the September 20th, and like that's gonna be another big video I'm actually pretty excited
Very
about. So
cool.
like that'll be that'll be pretty nice too. So hopefully you see people see videos like the crossover with Roman, my anniversary video, and then like that helps motivate people to do stuff. But who knows?
And hey, we found MPS, guys.
I was so worried about you. I'm glad you're back.
Hey, we couldn't have done it
It's just
without you guys. Thank you to everyone who
Roman and Roberto are not the same.
Yeah, thank you to everyone who submitted to the hashtag Where's MPS contest. Um, but yeah, dude, It was nice to have a little break to recharge my batteries and stuff, but it's good to be back. It's good to be back hosting the greatest landmark podcast in all of the community.
This was definitely a landmark episode to say the
Well,
least.
I would think so. Yeah, to say the very least, of course.
Oh, 100%.
All right, man. Well, I think we should call it, and I think this has been a good episode of Blue Moon Dust Mysteries. So I have been Mr. MPS 2002,
And I have been Percy number 6.
and we'll talk to you guys on the next landmark episode.